Japan is a country I find fascinating. Tokyo is up there at the top of my bucket list, personally, of cities I really want to visit. But Japanese culture is so different to that of anywhere else in the world that there are things in Japan that seem perfectly normal to them that to the rest of the world seems utterly insane. The Japanese are by far the best country in the world at thinking of the most random, crazy, and sometimes just stupid stuff. Takeshi's Castle was my first introduction to a Japanese game show. I used to watch it all the time as a kid and I absolutely loved it. It was just hilarious and crazy to a young me, watching people trying to run through a maze being chased by a crazy Japanese guy, to stepping stones where people would literally just run across the stones hoping not to break their shins or their face. And then there was the end of the show where people who were crazy and, to be honest, mostly just lucky enough to get to the end, would fight in a water gun laser cart shootout thing and would pretty much never win. There's also a bunch of Japanese shows that we've adopted ourselves. Ninja Warrior, for example, was another show that became really popular around the world recently, getting a US and a UK version, but in my opinion, neither were as good as the Japanese version that I used to watch. We even made a UK version of Hole in the Wall, or Human Tetris, which is a concept you wouldn't think popular outside of the Japanese realm, but the show was a big hit for a while here in the UK, showing that these crazy show ideas really can be quite popular. But now let's take a little look at some of the ones that haven't quite left Japan because they're a bit too crazy, I think, for the European market. First of the shows that don't leave Japan because they're literally insane is Slippery Stairs. Slippery Stairs is a show where a bunch of contestants get dressed like very, very low budget Power Rangers, and they fight to get to the top of a staircase which is covered in lube. Yes, this is a real show, and it's actually quite popular. As you would imagine, it's just hilarious carnage. Watching a load of grown men wrestling each other while trying to get up a staircase covered in lube, you wouldn't think should be funny, but it's hilarious. You know, you might think that's pretty weird, but there's all sorts. The amount of crazy ideas the Japanese have are literally endless. A less action-packed show is Candy or Not Candy. I don't know if that's the technical translation, but that's basically sums up the show. And I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. They bite into objects to see if it's candy or if it's not. This has spun a whole trend on YouTube of YouTubers doing the same thing with like snakes and all sorts of stuff. They even have another less appetizing crazy show, which is certainly not about candy, where two girls put their mouths around either end of a tube with a cockroach in it. Yep, a cockroach. And blow into the tube to try and blow the cockroach into the other person's mouth so that it doesn't end up in their mouth. Like, what a concept, you know? Just, what a concept. It's just crazy because, like, these shows are, you know, quote-unquote tame compared to some of the ones you can find on the internet, which I'm not going to show you in this video. You can find them easy enough with a quick Google search, but while I'm not monetized because I'm a tiny-ass channel, I would like to avoid a strike for breaking YouTube's terms of service. But again, you can find them really easily, just Google some crazy Japanese game shows. The Japanese use slapstick and just ridiculously, like, over-the-top production to make really stupid ideas somehow hilarious. And there are literally hundreds of these shows, each just as wacky as the last. So if you do want me to make another video on these, there are literally hundreds I can cover. Let me know in the comments as well what you think the craziest show is. But yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. If you do leave a like on this video and subscribe, it does mean an awful lot to me. But other than that, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.